All right, let's dive right into something we're all a bit scared of, the uncomfortable truth. We're kind of taught to just sidestep it, right? But what if that's all wrong? What if facing it is actually the key to a way more powerful life?
I mean, you've heard this a million times, right? The idea that the truth is just awkward. It's this inconvenient thing you're supposed to hide to keep things running smoothly. Kind of like a social hand grenade you'd never, ever pull the pin on.
Okay, but what if that's totally backwards? What if the truth isn't a party spoiler but your ultimate superpower? The material we're digging into today argues exactly that embracing your personal truth isn't some social mistake. It's the secret to be more powerful, more efficient, and way more resilient.
So, to really get why truth is so powerful, we've got to look at the flip side. Let's talk about the hidden costs of hiding, the mental and emotional price you pay for wearing what our source material calls the social mask.
So what is this social mask? Well, it's that version of yourself you put on display, the one you think everyone else wants to see. It's all about projecting confidence instead of actually building it. And let me tell you, keeping that mask on takes a ton of mental energy, and it costs you big time.
It's kind of like sweeping dirt under a rug. Sure, it looks clean for a minute, but eventually that lump gets bigger and bigger, and that hidden mess starts to stain everything. You can only hide the truth for so long before it makes an even bigger mess than if you just dealt with it in the first place.
And this isn't just some abstract psychological idea. Nope, there is a real, biological price you pay for being inauthentic. It literally creates an energy crisis right inside your own brain.
Just look at this comparison here. That social mask, it requires constant thinking, constant management, but living your personal truth, that becomes automatic. It's just who you are. One absolutely drains your brain's fuel, its glucose, while the other saves it. It's the difference between being fragile and being resilient when things get tough.
Think of it this way. Overthinking is a total gas guzzler for your brain. If your brain's energy is like the gas in your car, then all that effort to maintain a facade, to manage the lies, it's like driving with the emergency brake on. You just burn through fuel like crazy and end up exhausted on the side of the road.
And here's what happens when that tank hits empty. It's a chain reaction. First, you're constantly faking it, right? That drains your energy. Then, your brain's glucose stores get totally depleted. This triggers a massive stress response, your body gets flooded with cortisol. And the final step? A system crash. The reasoning part of your brain, the neocortex, actually slows down or just freezes up. You literally can't think straight right when you need to the most.
Okay, so if hiding the truth is so exhausting and so costly, what's the alternative? This is where we flip the script. Truth isn't some heavy burden you have to carry. No, it's your ultimate superpower, because it's a toolkit, and it's designed to make your life lighter.
Just check out this toolkit. Truth is your map to clarity. It shows you where to go. It's high-efficiency fuel for your brain. It's your built-in BS detector. You just know when something's off. It's like a Rosetta Stone for connection, helping you understand people for real. And all of that together, it becomes your unbreakable foundation.
I love this metaphor. Truth is like water. It breaks everything else down. Think about it. You can stir dirt into water and make it all murky, but you haven't broken the water. The truth is still in there. And over time, it's the water that will settle, and it's the water that will dissolve everything else. It's just relentless.
And this is super important. We're not talking about what the world wants to be true or some big objective capital T truth. No, this is about your own crisp intuition. It's about tuning into that gut feeling and trusting it, even when the rest of the world is screaming something else.
So, what does it actually feel like to live this way, to build your life on this solid ground? Well, it's like creating a foundation that doesn't just hold you up, it actively grips back.
This idea is so powerful. Lies are slippery, right? A facade can crack. But truth has grit, it has friction. So when you're gripping onto truth, you're holding onto a foundation that will literally grip back, keeping you steady when everything else feels like it's shaking. And living this way has this amazing side effect. It acts as a natural social filter. You can see it here. When you're wearing that social mask, you have high strain and a bunch of low-quality connections. But when you live your personal truth, the strain plummets, and you're left with fewer but way higher quality connections. It's quality over quantity.
And let's be clear, this isn't about using your truth to go around and change other people. That's not the point. The point is knowing your truth, so you can keep yourself centered and unshakable, no matter what's going on around you.
So that brings us to the big payoff. What's the endgame here? What kind of life are we talking about? It's about living an unshakable life. One that isn't just about looking good on the outside,
but feeling deeply, truly aligned on the inside.
This is what you're aiming for, the aligned self, where your mind, your emotions, your intuition, and your actions are all in harmony. They're all on the same page. When that happens, you stop fighting yourself. You just flow. Everything feels natural, clear, and right.
And the benefits that come from that alignment? They're huge. We're talking about real, earned confidence, not that fake stuff. We're talking mental and emotional clarity. You make decisions faster and better because you're not second-guessing yourself. You build powerful, dependable connections. And you get this incredible, unshakable sense of who you are.
And you know what's really interesting is that this all leads to a kind of peace, a sense of gratitude. There's this great quote, "He who desires less is the rich one." When you accept reality for what it is, you stop chasing after illusions, you find contentment, and that right there, that's true wealth.
So if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Truth isn't the enemy. Avoiding it is. We've been taught to be afraid of it, but the real damage, the real drain on our lives, comes from the massive, exhausting effort of trying to run away from it.
Which really just leaves one last question, and it's a personal one for you to think about. After all this, after seeing the high cost of hiding and the incredible power of being real, what truth is your life waiting for you to embrace?